Okay, so we're doing some, I think some job stopper type stuff here again today. There's been a lot of these lately. Looks like we're starting with a pretty cool one, so.
Right? So this one says, "Hi guys, in the recent video, Remy said about loving his dog enough to look at him in the mirror, and it hit home because that's the reason I had mine placed as they are. I recently lost one of them as well, so now it's so special to me to have them. The artist is Stephen Blance, based in Scotland. I'm also very sorry to hear of the passing of your pup. My heartfelt condolences go to you all. Take care, Dale."
Yeah, so this was a little while ago, obviously. But yeah, this would have been like almost right after Mozart passed. And I think he was referring to the episode where the guy had the dog portraits on his face.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had two of them. And I think that's as good a face tattoo as any.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I would never fault anyone for wanting to have their dog portrait that visible. Mine, I wanted to be fairly big, so obviously it was going to be, a pretty hidden spot because I don't have many big areas left. But
Yeah.
I've seen like people do full sleeves of their dogs and stuff like that before. So I mean, I don't think that that's a waste of space or anything like that. I think I make an exception for pet tattoos, and this far in, it's pretty novel. This far into my tattoo progress journey, that I can still get something that meaningful, and that's one of my favorite tattoos that I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I've had other pet tattoos before. This is a handsome boy.
Right, nice pupper.
Yeah, he's got nice blue eyes. The blue is a nice contrast to the black and the white.
And they made a beautiful portrait.
It's a really beautiful portrait, and in this person's signature style, I'm sure. Right? Like,
yeah.
Rick,
They captured the likeness without it having to be realism.
yeah, like Rick does a lot of different types of dog portraits, and he's done them like almost like cartoony and illustrative and like realistic, and then there's different ways to do that. And to me, it's like as long as it looks like the dog,
Mm-hmm.
the style can be kind of whatever you want. But like, yeah, this is pretty good job of this. Obviously, I like that they did a little something to build it into the outside here too with the leaves. You could add on to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did a thing where you could easily imagine doing more with this and kind of keeping it going.
Yeah,
like
you could bring it down to the shoulder and
maybe
stuff like
do
that.
like the same thing on the other side with another dog portrait eventually, and then on the back of your neck you could do one.
I think they have one on the other side.
They got something on the other side, but
I thought that's what they had said in the email.
they say that. I don't think we have any more than this. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like that's all we've got. So.
Well, still, beautiful portrait. And I'm sorry about your loss for your pupper.
Yeah, there's nothing worse. And honestly, I've had a lot of painful goodbyes over the years, and probably one of the hardest ones was having to say goodbye to my buddy Mozart. So
Yeah.
having him with me is nice.
Our other dog has been quite sick for the last few weeks.
Yeah, but she's young still.
She's middle-aged, but
Yeah, she's
that's
still
been
young.
tricky. So
Mozart was between 16 and 18 years old.
yes,
So
I
like
know.
she's still a pup.
She's 8.
Anyway, we got another one here. That was a really nice dog portrait.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love dog portraits. The next one says, "Photos from a project I have been working on this year. The plan is full color. I think it needs more though. The tip of the serpent tail of the snake will end up going down my arm, wrapping along to the forearm. I think I should add like a feather effect to it. I am also debating on throwing a crown on the skull with maybe 3 big gems of blue, red, and green. Things you have said about color and packing it again multiple times have made me decide that will be my route, and I will make this project as vibrant as possible."
Yeah, I think he's probably referencing the fact that I'm always talking about how I think every color tattoo should be hit more than once.
Yeah, I always think a second pass is definitely a good call.
So this is the inspiration for this. This is how you like. Every time you mock something up for a tattoo, it never looks quite like what the tattoo will look like. I always say things look better in skin than on paper.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like it's almost always like.
No, you can't really like do it the same way, right?
No, like this is actually more work than most people would put into a mock-up. Usually you just get like the kind of idea and then everything else happens from there. So, I mean, they did a lot of work on the front end of this. And then, yeah, looks like you can see kind of the...
Progress.
Yeah, that's a good outline day. Looks like they outlined this all in one day.
Yeah, and I love the placement.
Yeah, I like this idea of using the head and the shoulder together. Like that's a really cool thing. I think like heads are very often, and obviously in my case it's this way too, they're kind of an island. Like you just kind of have a thing up there and then build around it. It's very rare that you see people like utilize the head from the back. It's more likely they utilize the like back to the ass, you know what I mean? It's very, very rare that you see a full back and head like sleeve.
Yeah.
Right. So this to me looks like it could become a whole back piece pretty easily. Like if you just kind of continue building this, like you could have another snake or something sweeping in from the other side and going down kind of the back, and yeah, or like a dragon or something here. Keep with the same kind of art style.
Or more like chrysanthemum or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, this is pretty fucking cool. I would like how it's coming together.
Yeah, I love how it's coming together, and it's gonna be like something like this is a long process.
What I would recommend is we've got kind of a medium to light blue. I would maybe whip out the medium blue more to the center, and then have a darker blue at the base of these leaves here.
You want higher contrast.
Yeah, I think that higher contrast would make them look crisper and more kind of fleshed out. But I like light blues, and I do think that you can tell that there could be more blue in there. Like I think that that's not fully saturated, you know. Not that it's a bad job. I just think that one pass is never going to be perfect. I truly don't think. Like you can look good, like it can look great. Like people will go, oh, I got colored tattoos done in one pass. They look great. It's like, yeah, that's not what I'm saying though.
But they can always look better.
Yeah, I'm always just saying, yeah, if they looked good on one pass, imagine how good they'd look on two.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and that because like people will hear me talk about that in terms of cover ups and like color on black territory, but that goes for all color tattoos, and most people just don't want to do the work. I think especially when you get into color, it's worth really hammering it out and making it as good as possible. Black and gray, you can kind of get away with it because so much of the weight of the tattoo is in negative space anyway. You're usually just playing with negative. And then in your soft shades, they're always kind of be like kind of wishy-washy anyway, so it's not like if there's anything missing it's going to make a big fucking deal. But with color saturation, the more solid it is, the better, right? So that's why I always say that. And like I would love to see this thing progress. It's been a little while since they sent me this, so
yeah, probably there's more done on it
cool
now,
to
too.
see the kind of the progression on it. Looks like they've done a bit of the skull here and some of the blue in the leaves, but I'd be curious to see what colors are going to make the snake to contrast it. I would guess it would be like red and green, but it could be any color you want it to be, right? It doesn't have to be any color. That's why I like watching these things progress so much. It is very rare, I find, that people will get a head tattoo before they have most of the rest of them done. I find people more tend to get like a face tattoo, but they don't get their head tattooed.
Interesting.
Right? Like it's very rare that you see people with head tattoos that don't have pretty much everything else done. Even for me, it was one of the last places that I had the sides of my head, but
right.
The actual scalp and stuff is usually like kind of a
I do agree
finishing
with that.
touch. But I mean, yeah, I like what I see. I want to see more.